Hello to my party people out there in Radio Land. Welcome to this week's transmission. This week's topic, as we blaze throughout eclipse season, is embracing your power requires setting healthy boundaries. So, everybody's talking about personal power and how now is the time for us to step into our personal power and really begin to identify that which we are internally, right? That which we manifested into this existence to be, to become, on a soul level, right? Our soul purpose, our light, right? Our divine energy, the divinity that lives within us, right? It's all fun to talk about your personal power. Excuse me. So it's easy to say, like, okay, I'm going to say affirmations every day and really build up my self worth or my self esteem. I'm going to work on being more positive. I'm going to work on being a better person to people around me. I'm going to work on making my environment better, making the world a better place, right? Everybody says that. There's nobody who's going to say that they don't want to do those things, right? At least not out loud. They're not going to say that. The one aspect of embracing one's personal power that nobody talks about is the fact that it also requires setting healthy boundaries. Now, let's examine power for a minute as it relates to boundaries. So, people in power, let's say a king, a queen, right? Where do they live? They usually live in castles, right? Which is to say they are just set apart from the crowd, right? They usually live, the castles may or may not have a moat. They always have strong walls, reinforcements, right? They are heavily protected. Their homes, right? Their dwellings are always heavily protected. Even if it's in a place that does not have a lot of material wealth, the royalty, right? The queens, the kings are in the area that is most beneficial for their protection. They usually have guards or people around their homes. They usually have, right, security systems, you name it, right? So, what they do is they are fortifying their living situations, right? They are protecting themselves. They're building up boundaries from outside energies, right? Even in the simplest form, right? Other people, people that they may not want to be bothered with. So when you embrace your own personal power, then it is impossible to not set healthy boundaries and still be in alignment with who you are and still step into who you are, right? You must fortify the area surrounding your time, your energy, your resources, right? Just like powerful people, right? If you are to become a powerful person, you must behave as powerful people do. So, aside from their morals, we're not going to get into that, or their abuse of power or things like that. Just look at the very basic things that all powerful people do. All of them, that all of them have in common, right? Spiritual or otherwise. They do not freely give away their time. They do not freely grant access to strangers or people who are not of benefit to them. And I don't mean in a way of taking advantage or quid pro quo, like, oh yeah, you just trying to, I need to be getting something out of this transaction. Not in that sense, but in a sense of, are you helping me to better myself? Is this exchange of energy going to be equal, right? Is it going to be beneficial for me, or is it just me giving you all of my energy, right? What do you bring to the table in this exchange, right? Things like of that nature. So think about powerful people. Even, okay, let's go with celebrities, because in the United States it's a culture of it's the celebrity culture, right? That's what Americans worship. That's the royalty in the United States. You got Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill, Toni Morrison, Prince, rest in peace. So all these people, if you wanted to, okay, and say even when Prince was alive, you wanted to meet with them. Let's just say I wanted to meet with them, just a regular person. How difficult would it be for me to do so, to get a personal, face-to-face, one-on-one meeting with them? How difficult would it be for me to send them a text message, to get their phone number, to get their address and all of that, to even get to someone within their inner circle? Extremely difficult, right? Probably impossible, nearly impossible, right? Without knowing the right people, without having the status that warrants their time and their company anyway, right? So it is the exact same thing with stepping into your own personal power, right? It is the same thing. You're becoming a powerful person in your own right as it relates to how you maneuver in the world and how you relate to other people. You must fortify your time, your energy, your resources. It is no different from a queen who lives in a castle and has, 2 feet thick walls, right? Concrete blocks, cinder block walls. It is the same thing. Power behaves as power receives all across the board. Your time is no different from your resources. So again, going back to celebrities, they say, well, I don't just trust anybody, right? A person who has worked hard and amassed a fortune is not going to just trust anybody with their money, right? Because they already know like what it is. These people may or may not have my best interests at mind. I'm not saying people are bad, but I just have to be discerning. I have to be cautious. I have to be aware of what's going on. It is the same thing with a person who is stepping into their personal power, right? You don't just give your energy to just anybody. You don't just entertain people who are interested in being in your company just because that's what they want, right? If you try to call Erykah Badu, see if you can just be like, oh girl, I want to, do a jam session with you. How do you even go about getting her phone number? How do you even go about making this happen? Like, you don't. You don't. Even if she is giving you energy, even if you go to a concert of hers, right? What are the chances of you being able to actually meet with her one-on-one? Right? Very, very slim. There are reasons for that. There are people that you have to go through. There are layers that you have to penetrate in order to get to her. Similar to a fortress, right? A queen who lives in a castle. You can't just run up on them like that. So the message here is, while you are stepping into your personal power and embracing who you really are, it is imperative that you also are aware and are cognizant of not just your surroundings, but the people in your circle, the people who you allow to be in your company, the energy that you take on, the situations that you step into, and the situations that you allow to come to you, right? It is no different, right? Treat your body, your time, your energy, your mind, your heart, your soul as a queen treats her personal living space, right? Heavily fortified. All right. Thank you for listening. Have a good week. Live, light, laughter. Bye.